Diálogo. This is your host, Josh, and today we are in my fourth episode, and I'm here accompanied by my friend, Jesse, good friend of mine. He's always my guy to go to about food or anything I need to know, and I wanted to share this friend with you guys to see what you guys could learn from him. Let me let Jesse introduce himself. Jesse, if you want to introduce yourself to the people.
Well, hi, my name is Jesse, owner of TJ Birria y Más. Thank you very much for having me here.
Anytime, man.
I know we've been postponing it for a while, but I'm excited to be here, and what better than a nice, cold, chilly day.
I know, man. If you guys don't know, it's really cold in Houston right now, and Jesse brought some coffee. Well, I drink tea. I can't drink coffee, so it's showing that. I wanted to, if you guys heard, he owns TJ Birria and Más. It's one of the best birria spots here in Houston. Actually, I think it's the best. Not to cause any drama out there. But Jesse, I wanted to touch a little topics with you. How is it that you started your birria business?
Well, just to recap a little bit about myself. Just like anybody. 16 years old, looking for a job. Started as a dishwasher back in 2003.
Wow.
So going to school and having a job, I think the restaurant's kind of like the best option for anyone. Pues de ahí, we just kind of started off, progressively moved into the kitchen, waiting. Then after that, kind of want to get away from the restaurant industry. And then the economy kind of crashed. So
what was that, like 2005?
2008.
Okay.
2009. And here I go back to the restaurant business. Y esta vez, pues ya llegamos, into, again, the kitchen. And then kitchen manager, assistant GM.
Pero ya venías con la experiencia de antes.
No, not really. It was an opportunity for me that was given.
Okay.
Pues, como todo buen mexicano, hay que echarle chingazos.
Sí, and a lot of people don't know, but to get to those positions, you need to have, good working habits and stuff like that. Yeah.
Sí, definitely by far. Tener todas las ganas y el deseo de echarle ganas. I remember my GM at the time, Dan Mitchells. He's like, man, I see a lot of potential in you. Hopefully one day, you can run a restaurant like this. It was a small little seafood restaurant out of Dallas. They were new in Houston, so they were giving opportunities to everybody. Y pues here I go, and 14 years into that, gain all the knowledge. Nothing that like anything works.
Yeah, hands
on is the best. Y pues de ahí assistant GM, area director. Y pues.
But that was all throughout the 13 years you said?
Sí,
yeah,
throughout the 14
years that you did all that. And you got to the highest position pretty much that there was on the restaurant.
Yeah, back in 2018, pues siendo area director, the company that I was with wasn't growing anymore. They weren't going to open up any other businesses here in Houston. So I'm like, well, I definitely, I think I'm ready for more. And if you guys are not having more, pues I'm going to have to source out and go somewhere else.
Are you that kind of person that, you don't like to be in your comfort zone? You want to continue looking for a challenge?
I think everybody gets to that comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Pero sí, being comfortable. I mean, aquí no. You have a salary, you have a lifestyle, routine. And that's what I tell everybody, For me, being in that comfort zone, it's good, pero pues ya no hay más.
Yeah.
And that's when I've always tried to source out and try to see more, not because I want more as, financially, but just as a person, gain more knowledge, see where it can take you.
Yeah.
Pues,
just to touch on that subject. So this weekend I was in Mexico, and on the airport, I sat down at Hugo's at the airport, and I was having a beer before I left.
Here?
Yeah, here. And there was a gentleman next to me, and he saw me on my computer, and we started talking. He said he was a VP of a company, but he said he was looking for a job because he wasn't learning anymore, and he wanted to give back. He was like, I like the feeling of being able to have a challenge, being able to teach somebody, give somebody back. But at this point, he was like, I'm just sitting and not doing anything. He was like, I want to go to a small pop and shop and, you know, learn, teach him something, and then, you know, give myself something out of there. So I feel you in that way, and, you know, I think it's cool that, you know, you got to that point. And is that when you started your own business?
So before I left the company that I was with, I started doing caterings, que son taquizas a domicilio.
Yeah.
You know, just because I love cooking. Cooking's always been a passion for me. So I kept that. So I was doing that once a week, still working my full schedule. So that was kind of like I don't know, it was kind of like my escape.
Like you get away from everything else.
Siempre me gustó eso. Because I like, you know, I go cook, socialize with people, and you know, it rewards me.
Yeah.
So siempre me gustó eso. So I left that, y pues así se quedó, you know, the catering business. Se llegó el tiempo, me salí de la compañía. I started a dump truck company.
Okay.
Which it's very tough.
Yeah.
And if you don't know all of it, you struggle a lot.
For sure.
I learned my experience through that. Y pues igual, it kind of kept on pushing me back to, man, what I know. So still doing the dump truck, still doing the catering business, and then good old COVID hit us.
Yeah. Was it 2019?
2019. 2019 was, in the catering business, was good for me. In the dump truck business, not so good. Y pues 2020 was supposed to be a great year for us, you know, in the catering side. I mean, we were booked all the way to July. We had events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y pues, you know, it shut down.
Jesus. Well, I'm sure, I mean, the pandemic really helped you out. I mean, in one way or another, no? Because people weren't coming out of their house, and you started, you know, you were selling out of your house, right?
So entonces, Josh, you know, to get to that, you know, so everything was canceled. All my contracts were canceled. Sitting at home and, you know, just when the pandemic started, todo está cerrando, thinking like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to take advantage of this opportunity? ¿Qué? Am I going to sell sanitizers? Am I gonna start face masks?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, that's when sanitizer were like freaking like gold,
expensive,
you know.
And then people were selling them by pallets. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah. So you know, there was a shortage and everything. So I'm like, what can I do? You know, what am I gonna do to take advantage of this opportunity?
Yeah.
Y pues, you know, social media was big. Pues todo el mundo está en la casa, and like you said, mi esposa y mi cuñado. Me empezaron a enseñar videos de birria. They're like, dude, look, man, this is blowing up in California. Mi cuñado es de Jalisco, so he's like, bro, birria is like, man, you got to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, should I? They told me like 3-4 times. Yeah, después fui a la tienda, compré, I think like 15 pounds de carne y la traje y la hice. Obviously con mi toque y todo eso, ¿no?
Yeah.
Y se las llevé, se las di, and everybody's like, dude, this is great, man. Está bien rico. So, algunas de mis taquizas de mis clientes también les llevé. Y les dije, hey, estoy haciendo birria. Pruébenle, díganme qué les parece. Man, this thing is great, Jesse. You know, pero en ese entonces, pues, no mucha gente sabía. You know,
Era más un movimiento de California.
Sí, if you weren't on social media, you didn't know what was going on.
I follow this guy, Chuy Patavionica, on Instagram. He's from California. Sí. And a lot of food trucks hire him to go do promotion. You know, he eats and he shows people the food. And I used to see el taco con un papelito, te lo dan envuelto. Mm-hmm. Todavía no llegaban a la quesabirria o ese tipo de cosas, pero era el taco y lo metías en el consomé. Pero ya después empezó a evolucionar con la quesabirria, que la torta de birria, todo lo demás. Y ya es donde la gente lo empezó a ver. Yo lo vi ahí y después de la nada pues empezaron a salir gente aquí en Houston que lo vendía. Pero sí me acuerdo de haberlo visto en esos años.
Entonces, para hacerte lo más corto la historia, la empezamos a hacer y un fin de semana nos animamos con las Facebook friends que teníamos y todo eso. I think it was like 600 Facebook friends de clientes de taquizas y eso. And we put it out there. We're like, vamos a vender birria este fin de semana. Wow. No, pues se llegó el sábado. The orders started coming in. People from, some of our customers, some of my family, but then other people that were coming from Rosenberg, Victoria, que Northside, que Galveston, all these other little areas. And we sold out within 3 hours, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's another thing that I asked Efrain when he was here. I was like, how did you feel what was your feeling the moment that you opened? Like, you were like, okay, I'm ready. Because I know you were in front of your grill, like, okay, I'm waiting for the people to come.
No, pero fíjate, para nosotros, Josh, it's like we put on the post, call in your orders.
Oh, wow.
So we already had orders, bro.
Okay.
We already had some orders, pero then everybody just started popping up. Porque como era la pandemia, pues no podíamos take the orders, que la gente viniera. So now that I remember, we actually would take the phone order. So people would text it, people would call us, and that's how it started.
Wow.
So people, I kind of had an idea de que pues sí íbamos a tener gente, ¿no?
Mm-hmm.
Pero de que se iba a acabar en 3 horas, pues no.
Pues no.
Y eso pasó el primer mes, el segundo mes.
¿Pero lo hacías cada fin de semana?
Cada fin de semana.
Oh, shit.
Sí, cada fin de semana. Y cada fin de semana estaba incrementando mis niveles.
Mm-hmm.
Pero pues fue algo que I was like, wow. Ya después de 2 meses, como 3 meses, de hacerlo sábado y domingo, empezamos viernes, sábado y domingo. Pero igual, o sea, ya era muy raro la vez que nos quedaba poquito. Y era poquito, o sea, siempre era un sold out. Pero pues estábamos afuera de la casa, entonces, se empezaban a llenar las calles de la gente que se sentaba afuera de su casa y en toda la colonia a comerse sus tacos. Y gracias a Dios los vecinos pues todos se portaron muy bien.
Sí, porque nunca falta el maloso que le llama.
No, pues a todos les mandábamos tacos. A todo el mundo.
¿Te gusta o no te gusta? Sí, te van tus tacos.
Y luego ya empezaban a ver, dicen, oye, es que están vendiendo ustedes. Sí. Ha de estar bueno porque les llega harta gente. Y se empezaron a arrimar algunos de los vecinos y pues ya se hizo hasta como un bonding even better.
Uh-huh.
Y no, pues ya tomamos la decisión con mi esposa. Le dije, I think this is an opportunity. Granted, pues I was kind of retiring myself from the restaurant industry, but when you do something that you like, well, it's kind of easy for you to get rolled back into it. Y pues le dije, let's take this opportunity. We have the catering side, hopefully everything opens back up. Y pues we throw all of our savings into opening up, finding our first little store.
I think that's pretty cool that, I always see your wife helping you out and supporting you. And it's always good to have somebody that supports you, as your partner, to give you that support. Because, there's some people that, you like it, well, you do it and let you do it yourself. But for you guys to share that bond of being able to work together and stuff like that. A lot of people can't do it or work with their wives together,
Well, it's not easy. It's not easy by far. But no, that's super important.
Yeah. But I see her always helping you out and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So it took you 2 months, right? Or how many long to open your shop?
No, it took us about 3 months for us to make the decision. And start looking for a spot.
Yeah.
Y pues en ese entonces, bro, shops were going underwater.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, in my advantage, pues we took the opportunity de que el señor que I bought off the place from, he had been closed because of COVID. He was ready to, just lease out. So on his disadvantage, he was actually able to free up.
Yeah.
Y pues nosotros tomar la oportunidad de, to step in and take over his place.
Yeah, because I still remember the first time I went to go eat at your shop. It had a different name on there, and I was like, where's it at?
Caminos de Michoacán.
Caminos de Michoacán, yeah. Yeah, but it feels great to see you where you started, when I went to your shop and I couldn't find your shop, and now you have 2 shops, dude. It's crazy, and you're in the Heights too, and that's crazy. Some people wouldn't understand how the level of success that brought you, the Birria, and then whenever you grew that business, how long did it take you to actually get it settled when you opened your shop?
Pues igual, combinar tu miedo, oh my God, now we're moving from the house, we're coming to a shop, about 15 minutes away from the house. Are people going to come? Y pues no, o sea, abrimos un sábado, un soft opening el sábado, el domingo, el lunes, pues ya que fue el primer día, la gente llegó.
Wow.
You know, a lot of people que iba a la casa empezó a llegar y a traer familias. Y pues ahora ya teníamos mesas, pero nomás eran 6 mesas. COVID was still, going on. So I want to say que pues like we rolled right into it, bro. Mm-hmm. It was really, it wasn't a gap.
It was a smooth process. It was like you just moved locations and the same clientele came.
Same clientele, but then new. It was time for me to learn like the volume. Like I didn't know. No sabía cuánta carne ordenar. No sabía cuánto inventario tener.
Yeah.
So I would have to go to the store every day to try to balance that out. Because obviously no quería tener ni mucho ni muy poquito. My hours were like 8 hours. You know, I think I used to open from like 11 to 7.
Wow.
Igual COVID estaba, todo eso. Pero no, o sea, la gente nos aceptó muy bien. We're right off of Murphy Road, so es una avenida muy transitada. Y pues no, todo bien.
You know what, when you said about no querías comprar ni más, ni menos, ni mucho, a mí me ha tocado conversar con gente que tiene negocios y que todavía va al fiesta y compra los vegetales y ese tipo de cosas. Es bueno comprarlo por bulto, ¿verdad? O sea, es que sea mejor comprarlo por mayoreo, una caja grande que te sobre, a ir a comprar poquito y gastar más.
No, pues gastas más,
Sí.
Pero en este tiempo, pues yo estaba aprendiendo este negocio, ¿no?
Sí.
O sea, venía de un mundo donde, pues, obviamente hay order guides, hay inventory, part levels y todo eso, pero no lo sabía yo.
Sí.
So it was like I was trying to do that while still running the business, while still trying to try to figure everything out, because everything kind of happened all at once. Then the summer, so it was in the summer, so everybody was out. Acuérdate, no schools were open, government, everything shut down. So pues a nosotros nos dan unas apaleadas ahí que a veces no sabemos si toda esta gente de dónde viene. Like, a restaurant has a lunch business, then it kind of has a little gap, and then it rolls into dinner.
Yeah.
Nosotros abríamos a las 11 y todo el tiempo es like...
Pero ya no se te acababa, o sea...
Ya no se nos acababa.
Porque ya tenías inventario.
Sí, pero como quiera, o sea, to try to figure that out, that was a task for me,
Wow.
But it was great. Y así como dices tú, pues obviamente, ya estamos trayendo en
mayoreo.
En mayoreo.
Sí.
Ya no. Ya el día de ir a comprar 5 bolsitas de queso, eso era en la casa. No, aquí ya traía 10 cajas, 15 cajas.
Espérate, cuando yo hacía el ceviche, iba al fiesta o iba a la tienda del ahorro porque eran 15 limones. Eran 15 limones por $1.
Los miércoles.
Iba 15 limones por $1 y soy medio gandallas, es que metía 20 en vez de y a la chava le daba agua a contarlos. Me decía, pues ¿cuántos son? 15.
Sí.
Y eran 20. Y ya me robaba otros 50 y ya hasta que un buen amigo, el costeñito, me dijo, güey, ve al Restaurant Depot ahí, la caja de limones está más barata. Sí.
Pero a veces.
Cuando el limón estaba barato en la airline, iba. Sí, porque que $15, $20 la caja de grande. Y ahorita ya en México está bien caro el tomate y el limón, güey. En los tacos de barbacoa no te dan tu limón, te dan un gasgajito así. Y le digo, oiga, dame otro. Pero son $1, mijo, porque está caro el limón. Y dije, oye, está muy caro. ¿Aquí no te ha pasado ese rollo con que incrementen los precios de la carne o del...?
No,
sí,
claro.
Sí.
O sea, lo que hacíamos, o sea, lo que se gastaba el año pasado, pues eso fue el año pasado. Este año ya, pues un incremento de 30, 40%. Y sí, me acuerdo que el año pasado cuando el limón a veces subía a 50, 60 dólares la caja. Y decía, pues ¿qué hago? No le pongo limón a los tacos. Pero siempre tratando de hallar una solución. A mí fue de maybe ponemos 2 y si piden más, pues les damos, claro que sí. Pero pues sí, o sea, son decisiones que igual tienes que estar, poner atención a esas cosas porque pues si no, pues te das de perdida.
Y mucha gente no ve ese lado del dueño del restaurante. Dice que tacaño. No, sí, pero
stingy.
sí, they're
with their
stingy.
stuff.
Like,
No, a mí
yeah.
pídeme salsa.
Yeah.
Yo te doy la salsa que te doy ahorita, pero si tú quieres más salsa,
Sí,
tú pídemela y yo te la
la
doy.
que quieras.
Pero pues no quisiera que la tiraran o que se desperdiciara porque pues todo cuesta.
Sí, he visto gente que se sirve mucho y lo tira. Like, damn, esa era salsa para otras 3 personas.
Pero
Damn.
bueno, it's the cost of business. It's called
Yeah, it's the cost of business. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's the cost of business. And then, you settled your shop, and what got you to say, I want to open a second location?
Honestly, I think it was God's plans.
Yeah.
Before anything, and all this, Josh, before, the whole conversation of the caterings y todo, when I left the restaurant industry, I really got close to God. My relationship with God kind of came very close. Maybe a veces dices que por necesidad o whatnot, pero no, pues, o sea, por X razón que haya sido.
Sí.
I started doing prayers. I started going to service. I started doing all this. And I think it was all God's plans. I think God has a perfect timing for everyone. Todo mundo tiene su tiempo. You probably heard this.
Yeah.
And I think that it was time. Y pues ya, te digo, se abrió Caminos de Michoacán. We kind of settled in. We kind of stapled it. It was around December. I'm looking in Facebook Market.
Yeah. Looking for the
y
business.
sale ubicación ahí en Heights. Y pues it was a deal que pues de principio como que it sounded too good to be true, porque lo que el muchacho, el ex dueño, lo que él quería igual era just like pass the lease over. He wasn't selling you anything. He didn't have any sales. He didn't have any business. Pero pues it was a prime real estate location.
Yeah, the Heights.
Every brown boy's dream to be in the Heights. Sure. If you're from Houston, I mean, that's your goal.
Yeah, to go there.
Sí. Y igual, o sea, entonces pienso que fue el plan de Dios. It was God's timing. You settled in here, everything's going well.
Mm-hmm.
Ahí está esa otra oportunidad.
Wow.
Y pues, obviously, si llegan las oportunidades, si algo aprendido es que oportunidades nomás hay una.
Yeah.
So take it.
Yeah, I'm sure. In my last episode, my guest said the same thing you said. Whenever he had to move from a city to another city, he was left with nothing, and that's when, he got close to God, and then now it's all respectable. I was like, yeah, maybe you do talk to him every day, but when you need him, and it's your timing and whatever, it happens, like you said, everyone has their time, their timing, yeah. And that whole transition, moving to the Heights, was it smooth, just like the first time, or was it like difficult? It
was just time consuming, because you're still in the middle of a pandemic, and apart from like the previous shop that I bought all the rights to, and I bought the company, and I was able to just kind of like slide in there.
Yeah.
This one we wanted to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to open it up ya con el nombre, ya with our stuff, with our menu and stuff like that. And plus it was the city of Houston versus Fort Bend. So it took a little bit longer time, because I think we signed like in February, and we didn't know it would open till April.
Yeah, I think you showed me your shop before you opened it.
Ándale.
Yeah, you showed me your shop. That you were installing the LED lights.
Sí, y era, I mean, it wasn't like they were doing much, but we did a few mods, the kitchen, coolers, all that good stuff. But overall, it was a location that you could open up your doors, So just time consuming, going to the city, permitting, inspecting, all that stuff.
And it's the same menus on both shops,
sure,
correct?
Sure,
same menus, same. You find the same things that you find in Murphy, you find them in the Heights.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's the address on the location over there in the Heights?
2025 North Durham, and make sure you hit that. You add the N to it, because if not, it takes you to I-10 in Durham. And we're right there, right off of Durham and 21st Street.
Cool. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put everything on the screen right now. And then that's awesome, dude. I have a lot of friends that are from the Heights, and they tell me about this place of Birria. Just like you met my best friend the other day. He was like, Birria. He was like, I live right behind the street, but I have had some friends that tell me, like, I go to this Birria spot. I was like, what's it called? Mr. TJ Birria, and I was like, oh, dude, that's my friend. They're like, really? But you know, a lot of people know that I know a lot of food people, so they come and ask me, like, hey, have you had this already? I was like, yeah, it's. I think for me, it's the best birria. Not just for me, but my whole family. You know, my girlfriend still loves going to you. You know, and then she's the one that took me to you, because she's the one that took me to you. She said one of her friends found you on Instagram.
Sí, porque antes de que nos conociéramos, I think you told me that.
Yeah.
I think that's how I came to your shop, because you actually went to my shop. Y pues nosotros en ese entonces, en el summer, pues estábamos aburridos de birria. Y that's when el solecito kind of popped up.
Yeah.
Y pues íbamos y traíamos para todos.
Yeah, I remember you used to go buy lunch for everybody.
Sí,
yeah.
Sí.
And I appreciate that you know, we used to support each other. We still do. But yeah, my girlfriend, she took me. She was like, hey, I need to take you to this spot. And I was like, oh, let's go try it out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And I think we already knew each other. Yeah, I think we knew each other because we said hi to each other that day. And then, but you hadn't gone to the shop yet, to the Solecito. Yeah, that was good timing. And what was that, a year ago?
Un poquito más.
Yeah, maybe like a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How do you feel about this birria trend? Do you like how it's being shown, or do you think it's being too overused?
No, pues, I mean, you know, going back to 2020, you know, it's new for the Houston area. You know, shout out to the people in California for showing this, for showing it all as the road, because there's, you know, there's still a lot that they do that, you know, we're kind of improvising and kind of adapting to it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a trend like any other trend. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how long it might last, you know. But overall, you know, just kind of ride the wave.
The California people, you know, they've had it for so long now, you know.
Well, for them, I think it's like them having bistec y pastor for us here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you go everywhere, pues hay pastor y bistec.
See, you know, but I feel like they're like the kings of food trucks over there. Like, the amount of food trucks that there is, and for everybody to have business is crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
the same thing?
Yeah, they're not. No, yeah. I mean, you have like 15 seafood trucks in the same street, and you're like, you see lines and lines and lines of people in every single one. But I mean, true, they're closer to Sinaloa, they're closer to Tijuana, so they get better seafood and they have better plates. You know, te venden callos de hacha, te venden sashimi, todo ese rollo, te lo venden allá en el food truck fresh. You know, son charolas que ves, like, fuck, man, it's so good. And then the birria tacos, you know, it's food trucks and food trucks and food trucks. I know this. I've seen this one guy that has 10 birria food trucks in California. 10 seafood food trucks, dude. And, you know, all of them are packed. I see his Instagram, and he posts his lines and lines and lines. And it's different locations. I'm like, wow, dude, it's crazy. But the taxes over there are higher than here. So, you know, we're blessed for being in Texas and not pay them any taxes.
I actually, we're planning a trip next month to California.
Oh, wow.
Y pues, you know, on the to-do list is to go out and check out some spots.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a list. I have a list. I have a list of food trucks that, you know, every time we go on a trip, Shelby, she told me, hey, Josh, do you have a list of the places you want to go try out? I was like, yeah.
That's the best way to go. You got to have a plan everywhere you go.
Yeah, me and my dad, we eat it's a never-ending time. So, you know, we go to Mexico. It's like we have like a list of places we want to go try out. We're like, okay, we'll go. And then we went to Cabo San Lucas with that. You know, we went to Cancun, all this shit that I wanted to eat. So, but yeah, man, it's cool to have friends that see the same eye on the thing. Now going back to the trends, you know, I think it's a good thing to have a trend in a city like Houston. Like the birria, there's different things that, you know, come to mind, like the candies that came. What is it? The ceviche. At its time, ceviche was a big trend.
Well, I think ceviche. Well,
no. Es que la cosa con el ceviche era de que había gente que vendía ceviche, pero no era muy tipo California, de que te lo vendían en un vasito, ese tipo de cosas. Okay. Sí. So I think that's where the trends is, and
I I think that's just innovating.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just innovation from, young entrepreneurs like yourself.
Yeah.
De que pues, you're trying to, you utilize social media, you utilize, millenniums, Generation Z.
Yeah.
That, they're always on their phone. I mean, alguien que pues a lo mejor ha estado in the seafood business for 15, 20 years, pero pues nomás tiene su menú y nomás lo conocen quien lo conoce, nomás y ya. Sí. Pero ahora being able to expose and promote your product through social media, it's a new evolution.
It's crazy the things that social media does now. I was telling you about a formula. I heard it from this guy. His name's Alex Montiel. He's a big genius in Mexico. He's been on TV for years, but now he's like the king of social media. He's an older guy, 37, 38 years.
Hey, that's not old.
Sorry, older than me.
Come on, bro. Now that sorry to go off subject, but now everybody's like, oh, it's 30, 35. I'm like, well, that's not old, man. Come on, that's my age.
Oh, I'm 25.
What's
so yeah. So the guy was talking about his trends and how social media exposes them to a city. So I feel like that's what happened here in Houston, But I think the formula that works here is you don't give people what they want. You give people something that they don't know that they wanted.
Sure.
Because whenever you show them something, they'll be like, oh shit, that's what I like. I want to do that. So that's what happens, just like the birria. They showed you something you didn't know, and you were like, oh snap, I'm good at it, and you did it, people that, sell candies, they saw it from a website, and they're like, oh wow, I want to do that, so you see it online, and you do it yourself, and it gives you that push to do it. Now, I see a lot of people that don't have that push. They wait till somebody does it, and they're like, oh well, I see how you did it, I'm gonna do it better than you. And that's good. That's not bad at all. But if people were more, I guess, more like yourself, like you said, you give your birria your touch. Something that you made it yourself, your birria. That if I try it, I know it's your birria. It should give people that knowledge of give that push to yourself. Don't wait till somebody does it. Do it yourself. Don't worry about other people, because I feel like right now people worry too much about others than yourself. So if you're looking at this, don't just wait till somebody does it. Do it yourself. Don't be scared to take a chance on yourself, because it's rough to see somebody else do something that you wanted to do, and you don't take that risk. It's like, oh fuck, what if I would have done it? Would have been cool. So, it doesn't matter what people say about you, or like what people do, you got to focus on yourself. And then that's another thing with social media, and creating businesses. Other people talk about you. Other people what are people going to say? What are people going to say about me? You got to worry about yourself, stay in your lane. So, and that's one thing you learn the hard way, Oh, ya anda vendiendo tacos. Oh, ya anda vendiendo ceviches. Oh, míralo. And you're like, man, I'm doing myself, and I'm happy, and this is what makes me happy.
Sabes, about 2 years ago, escuché algo.
You might get a little closer to the mic, yeah.
Escuché algo que kind of, just light up a light on me. The sun, the sun's by itself, and it shines all the time.
Yeah.
So every time I start, getting off track or whatnot, or see something or hear something, it's like I remember about the sun. The sun's all by himself, and he shines every day.
For sure.
So just stay focused. Do you, be you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why El Solecito came out. Yeah, Solecito, because my mom is always a person that tells me, don't worry about other people, do yourself. Sí. And you remember those refranes que ponía mamá and
I loved them, man. That was one of the things that I would always look forward to.
Yeah.
Reading them, like, a ver qué sabe, ¿no?
El Solecito era casi como el café de, como dice el dicho.
No, I mean, I'm not sure if you got the concept from there, but if not, it's great.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I think a lot of people enjoyed it, not just myself.
Yeah, it was a thing where I wanted to put quotes, regular day. And my mom will be the one to write it. I would look something up and I liked it and I'll do it. But we didn't think people were going to actually pay attention to it. Like, it's probably something. And then people would come and they were like, hey, where's the quote of the day?
See,
it's like, what?
I think I showed up once.
Yeah.
And there was no quote. I'm like, hey, wait, ¿dónde está el dicho de hoy o el quote de hoy?
Yeah.
And like, no, ya viene. Bueno, es que we're just starting right now.
And, people will come and they're like, oh, man, that's how I feel today. And they were like, give me michelada. Give me this.
El de la michelada.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, man, that's cool, And then there's little concepts that you give a little of yourself to your concepts, and you don't know people like them. It's something that makes it successful. One thing I like about your shop, it's your touch. The LED lights, the grass backgrounds, all that kind of stuff. It's cool. And then you have the chalkboard too, but yours is pretty cool because yours is like the whole menu on there. No,
pues sí, we kind of utilize that idea from the chalkboards, pues una por lo de COVID, que pues los menu printings y pues el contactless menus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, you know what? We'll just utilize chalkboards. So that's our menu, the chalkboard. So you go in there, menus on the chalkboard.
I like the whole idea of chalkboards. I struggle a little bit because to clean it and stuff like that.
It's a task.
Yeah, because I was erasing and putting back on and stuff like that. And that's pretty cool, man. Is there something you would give I want to say a tip you would give people that want to open a business right now?
If I would have to say is, if you're gonna do something, obviously first do it from your heart. Make sure that first you're passionate about it. Don't be like me and get yourself in something you don't know and then almost going down.
Yeah.
Almost going bankruptcy because you're trying to do something again that they tell you it's good, but you don't know about it. So if you know about it, do it good. Aclientélate primero. Start off with something small and kind of see how that goes before you go off and spend 50, let's go with 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. First, aclientélate, know if there's a demand for that product, know if there is, where's the clientele, dónde vas a empezar, where you want to be, and then go from it. Take baby steps.
Yeah. I think that's a really good tip to give out, man, because not a lot of people like to share knowledge on how to make it better. And it's good that you touched that you failed in a business. A lot of people don't like to recognize that.
No, yeah, by far.
A lot of people don't like to recognize that you fail at a business, but what they don't understand is that's what makes you better. Like, teaches you, gives you knowledge and how to do things. I've touched bases where we used to have the body shop, and it didn't go well, and okay, well, it's something I know that I can't touch. It's something that I don't want anymore. And I started the Solecito, and it went good, thank God. And I have other things in mind, other things in mind that revolve in my head, and I'm not scared anymore, because if I don't take the shot, how will?
No, and when I mean start off small is still do it because you like it and you want to do it and go for it, but don't go yourself in debt, and don't start a business at $50,000 and the first week that you're gonna open, you're not even gonna break $1,000 on the first week. Like, that's challenging. Los biles no esperan.
Yeah.
So entonces por eso empieza algo chiquito. Say for instance a body shop. Pues you advertise yourself on social media. You start maybe doing them in the back of your house, in your garage. You're leasing a space from somewhere else before you actually have your own shop.
Yeah.
Si te dio ahí, si te acalentaste, pues entonces, then you take the next step and the next step.
Yeah.
Es como una escalera.
Yeah, I had a gentleman DM me through Instagram, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I want to start a podcast. Send me a list of everything you bought." I was like, "Yeah, bro, like, here's everything." He was like, "Damn, bro, I thought you weren't going to give it to me." And I was like, "Dude, why not?" I was like, I want everybody to grow. But I was like, but don't buy it all at once. I was like, do it little by little. If you can't purchase it all of it at once, buy it little by little. Give yourself some time and figure it out. And the guy was like, dude, I thought you weren't even gonna answer my message, because I've asked other people and they ignore me, and I see that a lot. But I like to help out. I like to be, hey, you know what? I don't care. I was like, do it, bro. Like, and si te va bien, pues mejor, And if it helps them, it helps me. you know, because they grow the podcast business. It's like, oh shit, somebody else is doing a podcast. Well, fuck it, we're all working together.
Yeah.
Same thing with the restaurants, you know. I feel like some people shouldn't have that grudge against other restaurants. Do you feel like there's a lot of, I want to say, competition here in Houston right now? Or, you know what? Change that question. What's your other favorite birria here in Houston other than yours?
You know, pues, the thing about, you know, the way that I look at it is todo mundo tiene su toque, todo mundo tiene su sabor, porque todos somos diferentes, ¿no? Going back to what you said about, you know, having 15, 20 food trucks en Los Ángeles, como le hacen, porque todos no son iguales, bro.
Yeah.
So, para mí, you know, cuando empezamos todo esto, pues también fuimos a probar varios lugares chiquitos, muchos lugares que ya estaban vendiendo birria desde hace tiempo.
Sí.
I think, you know, si puedo hallar varios lugares, I think que hay el lugar chiquito en Northside que se llama, bueno, se llamaba antes Big George, una señora de Guadalajara. Unos tacos riquísimos que hace birria. Un consomé right on point. Muy similar a lo que hacemos nosotros. Otros muchachos que también se llaman Houston or Texas Birria Boys.
Oh,
de Katy.
They're opening in Eighth Wonder now.
Sí,
Yeah.
ándale, ellos también, su birria de ellos está muy rica. Igual, no es de que someone else has a bad product. El Bigotes también. Sus tacos están ricos. Pero todos tienen su toque diferente, su sabor diferente. I don't know, usas un chile diferente, usas algo menos o más.
So I heard someone told me that you're hosting a birria competition at La Feria.
Sí,
yeah?
sí.
Can you tell me a little bit how you want to run this?
Pues mira, they came to me and they're like, hey, do you wanna you wanna be a vendor? Blah blah blah. We're hosting this event. Y pues it sounded great. For my background, you know, being in the restaurant industry, pues también tenemos competitions. You know, I've been in gumbo competitions, crawfish competition, soup competition, taco competition antes. Yeah. So to me, it's always something fun, something in a competitive way, pero también at the end of the day is to give it to the people and also to have fun with it, you know? So I was like, well, that sounds great, but what about if we do like a birria competition? There hasn't been a birria festival here in Houston because it's still new.
Yeah.
So why not start something new and something interesting for that?
Cool.
People.
So what do you need to have in order to be a vendor or to be a part of the competition? Is it going to be consommé or is it going to be...
I think they're still touching up those final details, but I think it would be great porque te digo, el consomé es una cosa, so entonces todo el mundo tiene su toque diferente con el consomé. Pues el adobo de la birria pues es también, you know, diferente.
Yeah.
So I think it would be great si podríamos hacer birria y el consomé.
So I think that'd be pretty cool to be able to be at that event and see a whole bunch of vendors of birria.
Yeah, because there's a lot of great people out there, como te dije. O sea, yo nunca he dicho de que pues somos los mejores porque siempre hay alguien mejor. Now, que hacemos un buen trabajo, exactamente. Pero que hay alguien mejor, pues también hay mucha gente que they put out a really good product out there.
Yeah, that's good, man. Touching that, que somos los mejores, I see that a lot of new businesses. Not food, but new businesses. We're the best at this. We're the best at this. Do you usually go with a business that tells you that they're the best insurance company?
No.
If it says insurance company,
the best in Houston.
We're the best in Houston. Do you go with them?
No, not really.
It doesn't catch your attention,
No.
right? No.
No, to me, it's more of how they treat you.
Yeah.
Actually, now with social media and being a millennial, you know, you do your research on them.
Sure.
Google, Yelp, and then you kind of do your research and you kind of give them a shot, you know. Pero necesariamente que digas que soy el mejor o que porque soy el mejor, no, that really doesn't.
So it's more about the experience.
Sí, claro.
I know. I feel you completely on the experience of a restaurant, how they treat you, the person that takes the order, if they bring you the food, if they don't bring you the food, that kind of stuff. To me, it's about the experience too, and how the person that greets me It's like if they give me attention, you know, if I get that attention from them, then I feel like I'm somewhere comfortable. If I go to a place and the person that what do you want? It's like, here you go. It's like, damn, bro, like it's giving that image to your place, you know. I've been to several restaurants where that happens, where the person at the cashiers doesn't have the energy to do anything, you know. And I feel like that doesn't mark the restaurant; it just
sad.
Marks the person.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Do you think staffing here in Houston is hard right now?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like not just in Houston, but everywhere. You know, just finding the right personalities to help you run your business sometimes can be a little challenging. Pero it's all about motivating them and, you know, keep them going.
So people that are growing right now their business, what would be one tip that you could give them whenever hiring somebody for their business, restaurant, whatever it is?
Pues ahorita, a veces you kind of take what you have, you know, because I've been in that situation of taking what I have. But it's trying to find for me as a person, I always try to find the positive in people and try to like wake up that person.
Yeah.
You know, que pues si no son muy talkative o no tienen mucha confianza consigo mismo, pues try to push them to be better and whatnot and try to help them grow. Y pues ya, si definitivamente ya no se hizo, pues you gotta do an execution plan.
Yeah.
Pero pues sí, you know, I mean.
But you have that training, right? You give people that training because you come from a background of restaurants where you've grown people. I remember you told me of a story of a guy where you grew him to be somewhere. You know, you gave him that guidance to do it.
Sí, pues that's the way that I see people. It's like todos son seres humanos.
Yeah.
Todos tienen una conciencia, todos tienen inteligencia. Es a veces encontrarla y saber cómo la utilicen.
Yeah.
¿Sí me entiendes?
Yeah. Let me check real quick. Let me check the camera, see if it's recording. Just gotta make sure real quick.
Hey, it turns off, okay?
Oh boy, yes. We're good. Just last episode, me piqué mucho en la práctica y se me olvidó que había cámara. Y había 3 minutos de cámara y lo demás era puro audio, güey. Qué pena, güey. Imagínate acabar el podcast. Todo, y si no lo han visto, vayan a ver. Estuvo muy chingón. It was a real estate friend of mine, Jason Lee Houston. He sells $1 million houses and stuff like that. And, you know, we met way before. I met him when he first started, you know, the real estate. Mm-hmm. And now he's like the best of the best. You know, he works with the best people. And it was like a lot of guidance for real estate people, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I've run into some people that tell me about the staffing issues too. Like, hey, dude, I can't find people to work. And I was like, damn, dude, like I feel like that's everybody, you know.
Pero como te digo, I think training is a big one because there's a lot of people that hire people, but there's no training behind them. So how are you gonna expect for someone to know what to do if you never spend the time in training them?
Yeah, you know? I mean. How long do you think it takes for somebody to train?
Well, you know, going back to where I'm coming from, there's different types of learning. So you first have to identify the person because every person's different. There's some people that are, you know, that would learn from reading. There's some people that would learn from hands-on.
Yeah.
So tienes que identificar qué persona tienes. So, you know, granted, if you have a week of training, pero por si esa persona es más de que si no lo leen en un papel y te dicen, no, pues tienes que hacer esto primero, pues he's gonna struggle.
For sure.
Pero si es alguien de que tú le dices, no, pues es 1, 2, 3, y pues esta persona y voy a hacer 1, 2, 3, y ya los 2, 3 días ya está haciendo 1, 2, 3.
Claro.
You know what I mean? So, todo depende también de la persona. Como te digo, tienes que identificar.
I mean, what do you think one of the good traits to be someone like that is? One good trait that you could tell that he's going to be a good worker or he's going to be someone, you know, successful in your company?
Honestly,
yeah.
To be honest with you, I think right now is if they're on time, that's a good sign because people struggle to be on time. You know, I struggle to be on time.
Yeah.
Pero if you could have someone that's going to be on time,
that's perfect.
That's a good candidate. That's someone that's salvageable and that's someone that's worth your training.
I'm sure. I was just having this conversation with my dad about being on time. He was like, man, there's people that don't hear like 30 minutes later. Some people don't even tell you they're coming late. Like, I'll be there right now. And you're waiting for them. And my dad's one of those persons that if I tell you I'm going to be there at 10 a.m., I'm going to be there at 10 a.m. I used to be scared, bro, to be late with my dad. Like, when I first moved out of the house, he would tell me, hey, we're going to go eat. I'll see you there at 3. I'll be there at 2:50, dude. And my dad would be like, if I was there like 3:05, ¿dónde estás? ¿Ya te perdiste? ¿Qué pasó? No te digo, te digo a las 3 de la tarde. And then that's one of the things whenever I go somewhere or I have a meeting, I'm the first one there at like 10 minutes earlier. People are like, why'd you start the meeting so early? I was like, dude, I'm here like early just by coincidence, you know?
That's a good habit.
Yeah, like to be there early. It shows a lot of professionalism. If you're never early, it's not good to your persona. You know, people would know they can't trust you. People would know it doesn't show good on you.
Yeah.
I've held job interviews before where the person tells me that they can't make it. Can they reschedule to the next day? I'm like, damn, like the ethics that you have to tell me.
So you're looking for a job.
And you're rescheduling. You're like, hey, I can't make it today. Can you just reschedule it for tomorrow?
So, ¿ves lo que te digo?
Yeah.
So if that person's on time, that's a good candidate.
Yeah, you know, and the way going to like the interview thing, the way you present yourself also goes with it. You know, I understand some situations. You know, I've had people that are homeless and they need a job, and we completely help them. I was holding interviews at Houston Methodist Hospital for a position, and I had some people come with like sandals and like shorts and shirts and stuff like that. I was like, damn, dude, if I would have showed up to an interview like that, I would have been like, nah, like, but some people feel comfortable, don't have the ethics to show up or know what to wear to an interview. Yeah, you ever had any issues like that where like you were like, damn, what the hell?
I had one, but this is it wasn't. They just showed up with their kids.
Oh, like, wow.
So that was like, and I didn't pay much of attention. I didn't pay much of attention because I didn't know the kid was there.
Oh, wow. Pero you just figured it out like...
towards the end, it's like, oh, sí, aquí está mi niña. I was like, oh, okay. Obviamente, algo de tomar.
Sí,
por favor, me hubieran avisado, ¿no? Pero pues... Y todo el mundo tiene diferentes situaciones.
Sure.
I'm not taking it in grudge. You couldn't find a babysitter. Pero pues, no sé. O sea,
it's hard nowadays. I feel like we've lost culture on that side now. Where before people used to show up with like resume, a little suit or a little shirt. Because I still remember people used to ask for your resume on the job. Like you have to bring a copy of your resume. Yeah.
In my previous life, de work, pues obviamente
I
todo
was
era.
Previous life. What's going on?
Era de resumes, when we were hiring a GM, when we were hiring kitchen managers and stuff like that, pues todo el mundo llevaba, pero pues sí, es toda gente de un poquito ya más de más edad.
Wow.
Pero siempre llevaban con su resume y 2-3 copias por si cualquier cosa pasaba.
That's good, man. It's always good to bring your resume.
It speaks a lot about yourself.
Yeah, and the way you create your resume too. The way you create it and you set it up, it speaks a lot. I've actually, I get into the designing and like all that kind of stuff. I actually designed my resume like pretty cool, and like I show people like, "That's your resume?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh wow!" I showed my girl last night because I made a new one for this year, and she was like, "Can you make me one?" I was like, "Yeah, like I'll make you one." Like it shows a lot of presentation of who you are and who you are. I don't know if you know, if I told you, but El Toro would sponsor this episode of this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've told you before about them. They sell Western wear, hats, shoes, jeans. I mean, not shoes, boots, jeans, shirts like that. Yeah. You need to go check them out.
No, sí, claro.
Yeah, you need to go check them out. People need to go check them out. They have some offers right now going on. I'll put them up on the screen. You guys see them. Their website is on their Instagram, Facebook. You could ask for Alex or Eddie. They'll help you out there. Don't tell them I send you, because then they won't give you any discounts. But yeah, man, you go try them out. They're in Pasadena. I'll put their address on there. They're pretty good people. Also, there's going to be a Cash Drop 101 event. I've told you before about Cash Drop, correct?
Sí.
Yeah. So Cash Drop is an app. I'm going to get in context because every time I tell people about Cash Drop, they're like, what is it? So Cash Drop is an app that creates a store for you online. Not only for food vendors, but merchandise, candy. If you sell shoes, shirts, anything you do, they'll set up a store for you online. Everything's completely free. They don't charge you for anything. They'll just ask you for pictures of your menu or your items and the prices. And then they'll create a store for you where people will go on there and pay for it. And they could either be a carry out or delivery, however you want to do it. And people would pay through there or pay cash. You don't pay any fees, only your credit card fees, which is obvious, but they don't take any money from you. Cash Drop takes no money from you in any transaction. So it's pretty cool. If you guys want to go, it's going to be on the 27th of this month, next week on Thursday. It's going to be at El Toro Boots. There's going to be free food for people provided by El Norteño, Tacos El Norteño, and there's going to be free music. There's going to be some things there. And then also El Toro Boots does hat shaping on Thursdays, where you take your cowboy hat and then they'll do a shaping. It's free with tips. So you give the guy a tip, whatever you want. So they'll shape your hat. They'll fix it forever. It's pretty cool. And I like the way they have their store set up. It's cute. It's not. I mean, not cute, but it's like it's warming. And
inviting.
It's inviting. Yeah, and I like it a lot. It's one of the places where I go, and I always come out with something because they have every. Like stores have a setup for their clientele. Mm-hmm. Like you set up something to catch attention, I'll put my shirts here, I'll put my boots here, and it's the way you set it up that people go to it. It's like a little path. All right, I'm gonna go to the shirts and I'm gonna go to the jeans, and I think that helps out a lot. Right. A lot of big corporations do that, Costco and Sam's. I don't know if you ever read that they do that on purpose.
Why are the TVs in the entrance?
Yeah, they do that on purpose. They put everything on purpose. So it's a little thing that you'll keep on walking. You're like, oh, okay. And they'll attract you to it.
Did you tell me about this? I think so. Right? I think we had a conversation where you walk in, you see the big price of the TV. So now when you're in the produce section and it's $6 in avocados, you're like, I just saw 500. So $6 is not much.
It's that marketing that they do, big corporate, and it's things that I persuade people to use. It's like, use that on your advantage. People, I go and spend $500 in one day at Costco, but I don't feel it till I pay because they don't put the price. They'll put it like somewhere. You just grab it. You're like, I just saw an expensive thing. I'm sure this is not expensive. When I pay, it's like $500. I'm like, God damn. But that's marketing right there, Yep. What's good? One good marketing tip that you give? Social media?
Oh, yeah, by far. Yeah. If you're not on it, please do so. There's a lot of opportunities and there's muchas cosas que uno no sabe, like marketing tools through social media. So it's not just about checking who's doing what, but actually utilize them to your advantage. Yeah.
If you ever open a business account, it shows you an insight tab on there, and it tells you all. And you could actually market through Facebook or Instagram.
We did that for
their
a while.
co-join now. It's called the Meta, or you could pay. You're not paying for followers. You're not paying for any of that. You're paying for them to give you exposure through every
advertisement.
Advertisement in every single device around the area. If you've done it before, it shows you the ages you want to cater to, the male, female, or anything that you want, and they'll cater to your phone. Just like you get on your phone and I say shoes right now, and I get on my phone and there's a advertisement for shoes. Same thing. That's what happens. So I think I'll tell a lot of people. I told my friend Micheladas El Bigotes, he asked me some tips about marketing. Put money into it, dude. Put $50, $60, little by little. It works and it goes by far a lot. And then you'll see your video. People in Dallas will see your videos and be like, oh shit, what is this? And they'll order from you if they like it. But yeah, man, that's all I have for now. Is there anything that you would like to announce to people or anything you would like to say to the people in the camera?
No. Thanks a lot for having me here. I'm excited about the Birria Fest.
Yes.
So mark it in your calendars.
Yeah. May 22nd.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that and just bringing having a good time.
Yeah, so. It's going to be La Feria Festival, and we're going to have a birria competition in there. May 22nd at the Humboldt Civic Center. Yeah. Humboldt Civic Center is a free event, so make sure you get your tickets at the end of this month. They're going to have their tickets at TJ Birria, both locations. There's going to be Tacos El Bigotes, a lot. I don't have the names right now, but I'll get to you later on. But we're going to have, you pick up your free ticket. You could purchase whatever from the vendor and you get your free ticket.
Cool.
So you could bring your whole family. There's going to be some interesting artists coming through. We can't say names yet, but it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be cool to have you there too, man.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you very
awesome.
much.
Well, thank you for coming to the studio, my little studio right here at my house. This great. Is your house too. And thank you for listening. You can listen to this through Spotify. You can listen to it through YouTube. We're not on iTunes Music yet. Unfortunately, they're a little hard-headed. But, you can listen to it while you're at work, on your car, and, I'll share the links below. I'll share Jesse's Instagram, all of his locations on the bottom. And, again, thank you for listening. This was Dialogo, and hope to see you in the next episode. That was it, sir.